Hey, Sav.
Hey Shay, and bonjour, brand connoisseurs. Welcome to the Art of Branding podcast on the Team SCG podcast network. So Shay, rate your day with minimal context.
I'm at a solid 9 because of the activity we're doing today.
I know. I'm in a very similar mood because it's really hard not to be in that type of energy and that type of momentum, especially, before I even get to an elephant in my hand, I have some cookies up in here.
We're cookie decorating.
I have some icing in my hand. Shout out to Midnight Snacks for putting together an absolutely fabulous cookie decorating kit. But yeah, we're here getting a little sugar high. We're getting a little creative sprinkle up in here, and we're ready to rumble. Shay, and I'm totally scratching my nose right here. Don't mind me. Shay, with that being said, 'tis the season, but what's the elephant in the room?
We're going to talk about learning how to say yes, because as we're cookie decorating, we learned about an opportunity that one of our clients wanted us to do that's not typically inside of our strike zone, but after a few conversations, we learned how to say yes, and it went really well.
And
so
now we have
cookies to decorate with you guys.
So, we talked about this at length before we brought this to the podcast because, of course, could we do this on the podcast? Could we not do this on the podcast? But we're just going to have a little fun, not competitive cookie decorating.
You don't know how to not be competitive, but it's fine.
Me?
It's fine. You can win the cookie contest.
Hot kettle.
Okay. I forfeit. You win. No. I just want to decorate the cookie in peace.
Exactly. We're just trying to have some fun here. But yeah, we'll kind of just do this in tandem while we
talk. Savannah asked me, can you multitask? We'll see.
Exactly. We'll see. So anywho, I guess.
What were your thoughts on originally when the opportunity came in? So long story short, we were asked to put on an experience, a cookie decorating experience with the kits that we sold.
Yes. For a client that has a lot of remote employees, they wanted to create an opportunity to connect with.
You're not multitasking.
What? No, because I can't.
What do you mean?
I can, but I'm laying the foundation, and then I'm going to hop in on it. Don't worry about my cookie decorating. Worry about your cookie decorating. Okay. So they wanted to engage their remote employees for like an end of year kind of shin diggity dog. And they're putting together a variety of different like experiences, if you will, for their virtual people to tune into. One of them, which was
cookie decorating,
which, we have amazing suppliers that have a lot of different edible foods. However,
which we do a lot of things, but cookie decorating is nothing we've ever been asked to do.
Well, yeah, like we can sell the cookie, or up until this point, it's like, yeah, we can sell you the cookies. Yeah, we can do XYZ with these cookies.
But can we lead a class for cookie decorating?
But would we consider ourselves to be cookie decorators and ones in which that could lead a class? The question, the jury was out. It wasn't a matter of like if we could do it, but how do we logistically pull this off?
I don't have scissors.
I have the scissors.
Oh.
Here are the scissors.
Thank you.
Make as little noise as possible, please and thank you. Okay, so it was just a matter of like, how do we do this? And how do we do this in a way that's engaging for not just a live audience, but a virtual audience, that virtual piece.
And making it feel like, making it feel interactive and that people could have fun with it. That is not, again, it's not our wheelhouse. So like, we're literally saying like, we've never done this before, but sure, we'll figure it out one way or the other. If this is something that you need, we're going to figure it out.
And here's the thing. This is a client in which we would literally do
anything
for, thus proving that we are doing anything for them by putting together this cookie decorating class. So, we racked our minds of like, and let's be real, a cookie decorating class, especially a virtual one, nobody's trying to create a masterpiece.
I am.
Yes, but like, in a fun way, like you're not trying to do it in a way that like your cookie isn't being displayed in the Louvre. Like, let's be real here.
I think that's rude, but okay.
But also it's funny because we literally like, I just watched the Martha Stewart documentary. So of course I immediately think of this, but like think of it as like something that Martha Stewart would do. Wow, that's a really nice carrot nose. See, I can be competitive, but I can also appreciate my fellow friends' art.
Thank you. I worked really hard on it.
Okay, but it was one of those things where, like, you know, we kind of had the opportunity to create our own version of a Martha Stewart show at work. And so this is where it starts to get chaotic because I'm sprankling. So here's the thing. We have some real talent.
We had a lot of, that's not true. We didn't have very many people to choose from. We honestly didn't know that this was going to be a thing. And what I found out from our team. We didn't think
that they would bite when we proposed that we had somebody from our team.
But we didn't know we had somebody from our team until our Halloween party.
Yes. So speak to that.
We had a little costume contest here. And the prize was a PTO day. You would not believe how people showed up and showed out to try to win that prize. But Nicole decided to come with props.
As a clown. She dressed up as a clown.
And came with, yes, as a clown.
So she has the innate talent of a unicycle driver.
I guess that's what she was trying to show, was that, the unicycle driving.
However, she came as a clown. She wanted to display her talents. And
she decided that she was going to do a balloon animal tutorial for
the
our
whole
team.
Company. Wait, look at my...
And show us all how to make... You're done? You're done already?
Well, that's mine. It's an S. I have others. It's an S.
Let me see.
Sav Shay.
Let me see. Oh, that's cute.
Thanks.
So she decided to do a balloon animal tutorial for the company, and I think they realized that if she could get all of us, just really intelligent individuals, to make a balloon animal on her first try, that she was a really good option for a cookie decorating class too. So, how is it? Is it good? Mm-hmm. So I think once they saw her in action there, it was kind of like can you go show mine?
No. Keep talking.
I want to get up. I think they realized that she could actually have a good impact here.
It's great.
Thanks. It's a snowman for anyone who's wondering. And she put on a show. She showed up and showed out.
She put on a whole clinic. She had everybody doing balloon animals in ways that we didn't even know was possible.
And then with the cookie decorating experience, she basically did the same thing.
Exactly. So she went ahead. Like at that point, it was like, oh, Nicole could definitely do this. We do actually have the talent in house, and like it's one of those things too where
I think we made it a bigger deal in our minds.
Well, and it didn't have to be so formal, or I mean, you don't need to.
We told the client that. We're like, look, if you want us to do it, we're doing it with one of our people,
and it's going to be fun. And the thing is, we also there were different activities as well in which we used our ingenuity, as I call it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's a thing. Talk to that.
So
you realize today that you're
I still fully believe that it's ingenuity.
But you're wrong.
No.
We've all told you that you're wrong. Mm-mm. Google told you that you're wrong.
Google doesn't know anything.
No,
some people say ingenuity. Some people say ingenuity.
No one says that.
I say ingenuity.
Anyone who speaks English says ingenuity.
Well, maybe I'm here with a little cultural flair.
Okay, but you can't say that in front of our clients.
No, I can say it in front of our clients. I think that they would be like, "Wow, this woman's so cultured."
No, I don't.
Maybe we should have her teach a culture.
I think they would be like, "Do you think she meant to say it like that?"
No, I think that they'd understand that. Like,
okay, whatever. Wow, what ingenuity did we have?
A lot. Just a lot. And to be fair, I did totally get lost on my tangent there.
It's okay. So you're actually the queen of this say yes mentality.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So like, here's the thing. It wasn't just cookie decorating. There was a chocolate tasting. There's a charcuterie class. There's, I forget what else off the top of our head, but
I would have killed you guys if you signed up for all of that.
Well, no, exactly. It's one of those things that like, we have these partners that do this and are actually experts at this. The cookie decorating.
And if you didn't know, there's a plug right there. Like reach out to your supply chain for this because they came through.
Exactly. Shout out to NC Custom. Shout out to Maple Ridge, who you guys may not know this. They have really fire charcuterie, but the mustard on their charcuterie board is out of this world. Like I would literally put that mustard on anything that like, and I mean, it's the perfect snack or for the perfect tapenade, if you will, for just about anything on a charcuterie board or as an appetizer. Anywho,
I just thought it was interesting. I don't think it was anything that like we had ever considered doing, and it was fun to see it all come together. It's like, oh wow, like so a lot of times you say no because you put in your mind that something's going to be more complicated than it actually is.
And it doesn't have to be. So here's the thing. We just sat through the first class. And that's why we have all of this supplies. And that's why we just started making some cookies up in here.
We had extra. We thought you guys would like to see our cookie decorating
Exactly.
skills.
That's what inspired the class in general.
Kim in the background here is also decorating a cookie, but we haven't seen anything out of her yet.
She ate her.
You ate it?
Kim.
Oh, geez. She's supposed to show the crowd first. She ate it.
Jeez Louise.
That's true.
That's fair. You had just a little to work with.
Yeah, you weren't given a fair share.
You weren't given a full canvas. But basically, we had the first one, and it looked great. Like, it turned out great. People had a great time. It was very interactive.
But I think the lesson there is, like, go think out of the box, you know?
Say yes and figure it out later.
Not always. That's not always our message. That's been your message since you got here, and luckily we've always been able to support it.
It's worked out. However,
there has been a couple times where you get into something and you're like, okay.
Well, yeah, of course. Lest we not forget. However, it's also just one of those things that you say yes and you figure it out. And hey, we're still standing. That's for darn sure. And that's why, so this didn't turn out the way that I was hoping it would.
I don't really know what I'm even doing here, so don't worry
if mine's looking
bobo.
Mine is supposed to be a peace sign. Okay.
What's like another favorite project of yours where you're going like kind of out of your comfort zone to say yes to something?
Oh my gosh, girly, you're putting me on the spot here. I mean, there were so many different ones. How about our RBY project that we just did? It's funny because we mentioned in our previous episode that we're wrapping up the year. We're putting together these gifts for the for all the team that's coming in next week, and we're bracing ourselves. This week is a bit crazy chaotic, but in the best way possible. However, we are. Oh, yours is looking really good.
Thanks.
It's a lot to do internal, like, recognition because your client is your team, you know?
Well, and yeah, I think our team holds us to such a high standard because we do this for a living.
Yeah, and they have high. I complimented yours.
No, yours looks really good.
Thank you. But yeah, like our team, you know, and you want them to feel like recognized and whatnot, but also like you're doing.
They're judgy. Also, they're going to be judgy because they do this shit.
And you're doing this in tandem with like working, you know, like
that's the hard part, actually working.
Mm-hmm, exactly. Actually working, having different things come in, having to figure it out. We have had a few heart attacks, in which, you know,
they're all going to work out. It's all going to turn out fine. But I think like, for me, one of the projects where you said yes and where I was like, okay, this is like kind of crazy is the first time we did fulfillment with food allergies.
Oh, yeah, that was insane. See, here's the thing, Shay, I like forget.
No, I don't know how you forget. You traumatized me, so there's no forgetting.
I suppress these memories. And it was fine. It ended up being fine, but it was like
that was wild.
It was like, I think it was 1,600 boxes
with like 4 different variations based on food allergies.
Well, yeah, there were like, I think there was like 10 different snacks in there.
Which now with where we're at, like I can see this so perfectly staged and very easily fulfilled and no problem with something like that. But when we did this, we were not the company who we are today. Mm-hmm. And we had no idea what like accurately staged. We didn't have room to accurately stage fulfillment like that. So that was the first time you didn't go rogue because you asked me first, but it was like one of those things where I
begged you. To be fair, you were very hesitant, rightfully so. And I begged you. I was like, I will figure this out. Lo and behold,
you were just basically like, I think that we can do it. I think that we say yes, and we'll put the details together later.
Well, and I vaguely remember that we had the team put together the general 1,600 boxes. And let's say out of those maybe 75 of them had food allergies, maybe 50, whatever.
No, there was a big number because we were doing it.
I'll take care of the food allergies. And like, I literally put together a whole document of like,
she didn't trust anyone else but herself to do it.
No, of course. Because at that point I put together
she's like, I can't poison someone who says they're dairy free.
Of course. And especially now, you know that this is I am dairy sensitive.
She's recently dairy free, gluten free, soy free, food
avoidant.
free.
It's avoidant more so than anything. But yes.
If it's not a ribeye, she don't want it.
Well, true. You know, that's a whole other thing. But it was one of those things where I was like, okay, I have to do some deep digging here and figure out like what these allergies mean. And I swear I will touch them all with my hands under my eyes and make sure that like this one isn't getting X, this one isn't getting Y, and this one isn't getting Z. So we figured that out.
It was just interesting because it was way outside of our comfort zone at that point. And it was the first time we were like, okay, I don't know how, but we're going to figure this out. And it was a nightmare. It was a chaos, but we did it. And we did it with complete accuracy.
I mean, we did. And we're here. We're still standing. Okay. Well, anywho, I mean, now I think that we should have the pleasure of eating our cookies. So
I can't do it. I started to do it on camera, but it's very messy.
Well, no, it's cringe. You can't eat on camera. It's like eating in front of people at like a work event. You just don't want to do it.
So I ate half the cookie on camera already.
Well, yeah, but I'm sure you want to eat the rest, no?
Yeah, kind of.
Of course. So let's wrap this up. Pray for us as we take on in week this week.
Moral of the story is, I think that it's important to put this in like, you are your own roadblock, you know? So figure out how to say yes. And if it's good for your client, it's good for you.
Yes. I believe the book I read was The Obstacle is the Way. I think it's by Ryan Holiday. And it's often that like similar to what you're saying is like the roadblock is like something that you put in front of you. And so
if there's a will, there's a way.
And like, if you challenge the roadblock and if you take it on, like it's only your mindset that's holding you back, that oftentimes there's massive reward in pursuing the roadblock and figuring out how to hurdle over it.
The road less traveled.
The road less traveled. Exactly. So with that being said,
this was fun. Can't wait to do it again.
I can't wait to do it again.
Thank you guys.
Well, thank you all for tuning in. Like, subscribe, follow along, and we will see you guys next week after In Week. We'll be interviewing some people during In Week.
Yeah, we'll have some In Week people.
Some In Week people that you guys wouldn't necessarily see normally.
Elsewise.
Yeah, exactly. That would have to be a remote kind of situation. But anywho, au revoir, brand connoisseurs.
Bye.